And take you to Steve Biko Academic Hospital, which has also been identified as a COVID-19 vaccine center. 80,000 of the Johnson & Johnson doses arrived last night, and healthcare workers will be the first in line to receive the jabs. But is our health system ready for this move? Let me take you to eNCA's Mangoba Mkhunu, who is tracking that story for us from outside the Steve Biko Academic Hospital in Pretoria. And Steve Biko is, Mangoba, one of those facilities that are esteemed in the public sector in terms of the research work that's done there, the academic work that's done there, and enjoys a degree of confidence, particularly with what happened previously with senior government officials using it when they needed to receive treatment. But does that necessarily mean that it's ready to operate as a vaccination center for what's going to be a massive vaccine rollout over the next few months?
Well, to us at this stage, it's not quite clear as to whether the Steve Biko Academic Hospital will be ready to administer those vaccines today, but certainly what we're hearing from the hospital is that they are expecting those vaccines to arrive this afternoon, and they're expecting to give the first jabs by this afternoon. But certainly from where we are outside the gate, we haven't seen much of activity. In fact, what we do know is that there are preparations that are taking place inside the hospital in preparation for the first inoculation that will be taking place here in this hospital. And in terms of logistics, to us, what we do understand is that this particular facility will be receiving over 5,700 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and how that will be delivered at this stage is still very sketchy, given the fact that government has not been forthcoming in terms of information about the rollout of this particular vaccine in this province. But we are also hearing word that the Premier, David Makhura, might be making his way here, if not Chris Baragwanath Hospital, where he will officiate the first vaccinations here in the province. But in terms of how this will all play out, to us, I guess your guess is as good as mine. We'll have to wait and see as to what the plan is. We have to try to contact the provincial health department as well as the national health department in terms of the rollout and how this will be done. But they have not really been forthcoming with information as to how these vaccines will be administered. But certainly some of the healthcare workers here that we've seen saying that they are expecting to be vaccinated today, and certainly many of them saying that this could be the life-changing vaccine that they've been waiting for in the fight against COVID-19.
Yeah, in fact, tell us a bit more about the sentiments of the healthcare workers, because they are the people at the coalface of this particular fight against COVID-19. I mean, I mentioned the confidence that Steve Biko Academic Hospital enjoys with leaders in government in terms of treating them when they are feeling unwell. But I mean, there's always the other side of the story, the experiences and lived experiences of patients as well as healthcare workers.
Well, certainly, Chulas, we have spoken to one of the nurses who has told us that she is looking forward to receiving the vaccine, given the fact that she is one of the staff. She is, working with her patients, and some of them who might even be infected with COVID-19. But I guess there's quite a mixed feeling amongst some of the healthcare workers, given the fact that the AstraZeneca vaccine that was delivered in the country, that many of them were hoping will be administered, there were some issues with that vaccine. So many of them are quite skeptical. Some of them are also looking forward to being vaccinated. And of course, there are those conspiracy theories that, many of the healthcare workers are also, engaging in, given the fact that they're also part of communities. They come from communities. But we did speak to the unions as well, who are saying that their members are looking forward to the vaccinations. And in fact, they're saying that they're still continuing with the education campaign, the information campaign and awareness campaigns around this vaccine for healthcare workers, with the hope that many of them will take this vaccine, given the fact that over 40,000 healthcare workers in South Africa have been infected with COVID-19, and of those 40,000, over 6,000 have lost their lives. So the union is saying that they are hoping that this vaccine will be rolled out as a matter of urgency. They are saying that they won't be tolerating any delays from the department.
All right, thank you for that. That's eNCA's Mangoba Mchunu outside the Steve Biko Academic Hospital.